What? What's up, guys? It's McSpartan, and I apologize in advance if I yawn a couple times with this video because I'm actually pretty tired. But I've been procrastinating putting this video out. What I want to talk about today is I have a funny story from school. So, a little background on my school. My school, I live in Pennsylvania, which doesn't really matter, but my school, I'd say maybe is about half and half white and black. So that's kind of different because middle school and elementary school is pretty much all white for me, and I'm white, so that was a little weird. But I'm like 12th grade now, but I'm used to it. And the only reason I'm saying that is I'm not racist, but like quite a few of the black people that go to my school are very ignorant. I mean, there's some white kids too. I'm not gonna lie, but like most, that last thing guy almost got me. A lot of them are just obnoxious. I mean, there's some. I just want to get this out of the way. I'm really not racist. I have the ones that are in my honors classes are cool, but like there are so many that are just in regular classes, maybe not regular classes, but like remedial classes, and people just don't care, just skip school. Everyone from every race just does that, and they're so annoying. Not just like that they don't do schoolwork, but that they're always just obnoxious. They do stupid things, and they just get in trouble on purpose and make everyone else's life miserable because their life is too pathetic they're just so fed up with their life because they don't want to do anything about it. Anyways, that was a mini rant. So I'm in my math teacher's class for a third period. Juniors are doing state testing called PSSAs. That's the last year we're doing it. That was stupid. I sprinted around the corner. That was my fault. So I went up to my calculus teacher's room because everyone else had to go to lunchrooms if your teacher was testing. And her husband, who also works at the school, I had him for physics that period. But he was testing because he teaches mostly juniors, so he was a test proctor. So I asked her if I could go to her room, and a couple of my friends and I did, and that was fine, and we did the right thing. But a couple African American women came into the room at different points when they did not ask if they could come into her room ahead of time like we did, my calculus teacher is the nicest girl in the world, the nicest woman in the world. I've heard her yell once, and that was on this occasion. She is the nicest lady in the world. I'm not trying to it's not no one's fault, but actually it's the black girl's fault. But anyway, so those people kindly left, and I was like, okay, that was nice of them to actually. I got blob shotted. Oh my god. But one girl came in about 15 minutes to the end of the period, and she just stood there. So I'm just going to say her name, Mrs. Flint, because I'm tired of just saying calculus teacher. So Mrs. Flint, and so she's married to Mr. Flint. Mrs. Flint is could you leave? You're the third person in here who doesn't have a pass or asked to come in here. Could you please leave? You don't belong in here. Where's your third period class? Because it was third period. And she was like, no, I'm not leaving. She was like, you have to leave. You don't have a pass. You don't have permission. You have to go. There's people testing. And she's like, no, I'm not leaving. And she started yelling. And then Mrs. Flint gently grabbed her arm. I was watching this from the back of the room because I was just working on homework because I had a couple periods free since the state testing. I was watching this because she was starting to make a scene. And she lightly grabs her arm, just kind of directs her towards the door. She's like, come on, let's go this way. And she just flips out on her. She's like, no, I'm not leaving. Screw that. So because she's yelling, Mr. Flint, her husband, who I also have for physics, he's testing, and they're making a scene over here, so he's got to come over and be like, what's all this yelling about? What's going on? And she's like, and she tried to blame it on the nicest teacher in the world. She was like, I was about to leave because she asked me to, and then she grabbed me, and I'm not having any of that. She's like, where's your third period class? And she just stood there. He's like, where's your third period class? Where are you supposed to be? And she's just like, and then she turns to all of these other African-American kids, and then she's just like, oh, he thinks I'm going to answer him. And then she just starts being ignorant to him. He's like, just where's your third period class? Just tell me. Can you please leave? And she's like, no. I'm not gonna talk to him. He's still talking to me. He's so retarded. Or she said, yeah, she said something like he thinks he's retarded if he thinks I'm gonna talk to him, and I obviously said I'm not gonna talk to him. And everyone else is just like, whoa, you think he's retarded? He's like the most intelligent teacher in our school. He's the nerdiest of them all. He developed our schedule to make it right so that we wouldn't have to have like no period in between classes. We'd have like 4 minutes to get in between classes, which is good for people like her who just stand in the hallways and congest the hallways because all they do is talk the entire time and then stay out there 20 minutes into class. Anyways, and like he made it so for 8 periods we didn't have to stay like extra long after school, because last year we only had seven periods. We had it in eighth period. We had it in an 8th period, but he created it so the time between classes was a little bit less, and he took down the class. He just figures out all this stuff, and he figures out class rank. He's just so smart, and she called him retarded, and it was just so funny. And so Mrs. Flint starts calling security because we have a freaking big security force at our school because there's so many incidents. And so security comes, and then they have an argument out in the hallway, and Mr. Flint comes in. He lives kind of near the hood, which is probably where that girl lived, kind of like the bad part of our town. So he comes back in like a boss, and he's like, you can take the boy out of the hood, but you can't take the hood out of the boy. And then throws up like a gang sign, like a fake gang sign. It's like a physics sign, but it looks like a gang sign. And then like everyone starts laughing. And that was just the funniest thing, because everyone like knows he's joking, but then like some of her friends that were in there were like laughing like at him, not with him. They're just like, he's so stupid. He's so white. Like people are ignorant. And that was just a crazy day. That was last week. And also there was like another story. There's two. I'll sum it up real quick because this video's got like 50 seconds left. There's 2 more incidents where a girl was that day. There was another girl that just had a fight. She was holding her weave, going like I don't get the point of a weave anyway. So she was there, and this like shortest girl in our school is just like, Lawanda, get out of the way, Lawanda, let me fight her. Lawanda, get out of my way, I'm not playing, let me fight her. So I heard that story, and that was funny. And then this girl that's in my gym class who always has anger management issues, she's maybe I'll leave that for another time, but she was just real angry. She overreacted. Like the teacher said, make sure to pick up that paper when you come in, because he was just reminding her of that. And she was like, you're not my father, don't tell me that. And then it just turned into a big argument. So just stupid people are stupid.